السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم في برنامج نيوكاسل مع وليد. اليوم حلقتنا الخاصة مع ديف من ديف هافري من نيوكاسل. الوليد and Dave show. Welcome Dave.
Hi, Alwaleed. All right.
I'm great. We would like to congratulate, of course, England. For a long time they will go to World Cup, and lately Saudi national team to World Cup in Qatar 2022. Congratulations to both teams, and hopefully we will become in one group.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's gonna be nice,
Yeah.
and maybe hope maybe we can get some player from Newcastle and Saudi team, maybe Dave.
Yes. It would be good, eh? Would be good, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Congratulations to Saudi Arabia for reaching the World Cup. Just a pity my team didn't get there. Italy got knocked out by North Macedonia. North Macedonia.
you know
Italy, who?
why? You know why?
Yeah.
Because Italy can't play with defense. With a team can defend.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. But again, England and Saudi Arabia are in those games now. I've got my wife
Uh,
watching me here. She's standing at the bedroom door watching me. So don't know what she's up to, but up to no good, no doubt.
she's checking maybe on you because you seem half sleeping.
Yeah, exactly, mate, exactly.
This is the sixth time Saudi team get to World Cup. We have some successful games and also not that good games, but hopefully this time gonna be different. We become the head of standing table. Uh, Saudi team win all the games which played and held in Saudi Arabia. And also Japan is in the second, and Australia will go to the I don't know what they call it. One game I think against Emirates, and
Yeah,
the
playoff
win.
final.
Yes, and who win will play with Biro.
Uh,
It's very hard journey for me expecting Biro to be in the World Cup. Uh, as you said, hopefully we get in the same group with England. Speaking of England, Dave, what do you think? What's the chances after Euro final, silver medal? How you see England like in this coming World Cup?
I
Do
think,
England have what it takes to win the World Cup for second
um,
time?
yeah, but what I think it does, but the re-emergence of some of those other European teams, France, um, Germany, Portugal, and South American team, Brazil with Bruno. I think they're becoming a bit more of a force again. I think England may have shot their bolt. Um, I think, England's got a good team, but I think it might be getting to the point now where other teams can read how England play, and I think they'll do well. I think they'll probably get quarterfinals or semi-finals, but I can't see them going on and winning it. Um, I think there's better teams. There's certainly better teams. Um, Brazil are a completely different team now to what they were when they got knocked out a few years ago. Um, I
What
think
about France?
France, France are looking so strong at the moment. France are possibly one of the best teams, or if not the best team in the world at the moment. France, um, and seeing that, like up until the summer, you would say Italy was the best team in the world, But since they won the European championships against England, they've had a very poor run into the World Cup. They struggled to get to the playoff finals. They got beat off North Macedonia for crying out loud. Um, so yeah, I think France could be the favourites for the World Cup, um, and then possibly Holland. Well, not so much Holland, but certainly certainly Germany and Brazil after that. The old teams are certainly probably the ones who are there. And I think England would probably make up that quartet. I think it could be England, Brazil, France and Germany in the or it could even be Saudi Arabia, who knows, in the last four. Saudi Arabia might get the semi-finals.
The thing help us, it's in Qatar, which is near Saudi Arabia. Maybe we get help, with the land and the fans, the stadium. For me, I think England have a good chance, and just I'm worried about the defense. Defense seem not that strong. The centre back in England seem the weakest point now, with Maguire not in the shape, and Mings maybe. I don't know about John Stones level now, but I think this
is the point I was making. Only those players, a lot of people can now read those players, and they see those players as the weak part of their England setup. Perhaps there's a chance for Dan Burn to get into that England setup. He's certainly going about things the right way. But will Gareth Southgate or whoever gives him advice, and hopefully Eddie Jones is Eddie Jones. He's the he's the rugby cap. He's the rugby one. But certainly, our people, like Eddie Howe, and they're giving Gareth Southgate good reports on Dan Burn, and he could be the one to step in. He could be one of those unknown players who just suddenly come through to actually get picked to play. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Hopefully, it's still early. Dan Burn maybe will be called. Good luck for Saudi Arabia and England in this coming World Cup in November, which is for me, it's usually it's when you qualified, there is ahead 1 year ahead usually, but this now no, just maybe just about 6 months. Yeah, and same time will Dan Ashworth maybe will join Newcastle, which gonna come to this later. Quick review, Dave, on Dubai trip. It seemed like a short trip. For me, it's looked like kind of copy paste of Jeddah trip. They coming for 7 days, 2 days, 2 to 3 days, just relaxing, chill, have a free time, and treatment, etc. And other 2 3 days training in the morning, and maybe a free time at night, and they end up with some kind of game fix against some local teams or team around, which it's happened. It's almost the same, and they come back quickly to Newcastle. I'm assume maybe just to give them some time to be with their families and come again and start preparation for Tottenham game. Is that about right, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about building. It's all about team building and building those relationships, and you could see that from some of the reports that were coming out about players being put through their paces and all sorts of different things that Eddie Howe was putting them through. But they all seemed to enjoy what they were doing. They all seemed to have a good time, and it seemed to have been like it was in Jeddah, just about building that morale and building that camaraderie. So when they come back to UK, then everybody feels wanted, and everybody feels part of the team. And I think that's had a good effect on some of the players. I've read stories about how Dwight Gale and Lascelles, how they are actually partaking in these training days. So yeah, you think on that Dwight Gale doesn't get a game, but he's still being treated as part of the overall setup. So it's keeping him happy in case we need him. But yeah, I think it's been a good exercise, been a good trip out to Dubai. Plus, the owners have seen the world class training facilities both now in Jeddah and in Dubai. So it gives them ideas about how we can get things set up in the northeast in Newcastle. So it's good all round. I think the fact is that my dad went out there, and my dad was with the players, and he was with everybody. So yeah, I think it's been a good all round trip.
Speaking of Dwight Gale, he scored 2 goals with St. Maximin in the friendly game. It was held in Dubai. Do you think we're gonna see Dwight Gale play alongside with Chris Wood and before Wilson come back?
No, I can't see that. I think the way they've got things set up at the minute is suiting our style of play. I think it may be too late for Dwight Gale to be starting games as a foil for Chris Wood, but he's got to be ready if needed. If he's needed, he's got to be ready to come on and play, and he's got to understand how he's going to fit in with that. So that's what I say. Why Dwight Gale's being given as much time as he has is because we need to be sure that he's going to fit in.
We have a lot of news happening in this period of time. Let's go to Jamal Lascelles with Keith Downey. Keith Downey get a chance. Same what you did with Matthew Langstaff. You can't video, but just take the information. Yeah. So there was no video, but it was a tweet from Keith Downey, which he says that he been asked Jamal Lascelles if he feel bad or because he been on the bench, and it was professional answer from Jamal Lascelles, which to sum up, he says something that he worked for the team and he's happy with Eddie Howe, what he did with the team, and he's ready. If he's been called, he will play. If he's in the bench, he's have no worries about it. How you see this statement, Dave?
I think it's like I was saying. They've been out to Dubai and they've built that good morale and good relationships amongst the team and the squad, that they're all accepting that none of them have got a guaranteed place in the starting lineup, and that that goes for, you've seen what that meant for Bruno. Bruno hasn't started games automatically. In fact, he's only started one game straight away. He's always been a sub. So for Lascelles, if he's accepting of the fact that he's not the main centre back choice anymore, is good, because it means he's not going in a huff. He's not sulking on the sidelines and refusing to play and still getting paid. He's wanting to fight. He's wanting to enjoy. He's wanting to take part. So no, I think it's a good response from Lascelles, but I think it's a good response from all the players who aren't getting a game.
Hopefully, I think we're gonna need him because Shar is injured, and I think it's kind of bit of 3 to 4 weeks injured. Let's hope not.
That's not what I'm hearing, man. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
What I'm saying is that Shaw's got an injury to his Achilles, and it's going to take a bit of time. But he didn't he didn't play for Switzerland because because of that injury, soft tissue injury. You've got to be careful. So I think he's in contention for the Tottenham game. He'll be in contention for that.
Do you think he will play, Sharon Tottenham?
He might not play, he might not start, but I'm certainly think he'll be on the bench.
Okay.
And I think the only player who's injured, who other than Trippier and Wilson, would be Fernandez, and he's got an injury that he needs to be nursed back. But he's now training again. He's training hard. So no, I think there's a good chance that Shaw might be in there, certainly in the squad for Sunday's game. I've got from what I'm hearing, from what I'm seeing, I've got no doubt that they've been very cautious, and that's why he didn't play in the Switzerland games.
Let's hope that's right. But for me, as if the news is true, which is adductor injury, adductors usually need more weeks. It's not easy injury to just ignore it because it's going. Anyway, Jamal is inshallah ready, and will cover the place very well. So now let's go to the I think the biggest breaking. A lot of breaking came from Craig Hope.
Yeah.
A lot of breaking news, which I'm happy actually that I break something before him regarding regarding the positions needed or been scout from Steve Nixon, head of scout of Newcastle, or the position discussed earlier, which is goalkeeper, left back, centre back, defense midfielder, right wing, and striker. And I think this is it's not a mystery. I think it's obvious for everyone. But he also mentioned some names. Okay, we have big subject here regarding Craig Hope. First is Dan Ashworth. So he break Dan Ashworth's story. He said he will not join until November. Brighton didn't let him go easily because they have something in their right, and they didn't want to cooperate with Newcastle. That's explain that they are angry that he leaves, which is opposite what we heard before. They said something that Brighton are welcoming to negotiate with Dan Ashworth and everything, but this is just on a front page talk, but behind the scenes there is a contract, and they want really to stick with it. So I remember in the Athletic, I think George Calkin, when he said we talked with Amanda and Merdad, they said that he's in vacation. So we thought kind of vacation, it's like 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, but until November, this is not a vacation. No. Anyway, I want to ask you, I read in the article of Craig Hope, he said something about gardening vacation or gardening leave. What is gardening? What's that mean?
No, I've been on garden leave before.
Okay, explain please. What is it?
It means you've got a job, but there isn't any work for you to do. So, you would be employed by your employers to go into work, but everybody was fit, and you didn't have anybody who didn't have any injuries that needed to be looked at. So you'd be sitting in your office doing nothing. So what they say is, you might as well go home on leave until we get busy again. So technically, that's what it is. We call it gardening leave when you've got a job, but there's no work for you to do. So therefore, they don't want you to come into the office. When I was on gardening leave, I was put on gardening leave back in 2010 when the government made my business they said that we were no longer required and we were closing down. So for 2 months, while I was looking for a new job, I was told I was no longer required to come into the office to do a day's work.
But you have to finish your days left.
But you have to finish your days. So I had to.
But you will get paid for it, of course.
Yes, you got paid for it. Everything, you keep everything as normal. Just the fact is, you're not coming in to do.
But Dave, then Ashworth cannot quit.
No.
Why?
He's on gardening leave, so he will still be under the employment of Brighton and Hove Albion, but he cannot go to or get involved with any work that Brighton and Hove Albion do.
But Brighton can let him go, but they didn't want that. They can't let him go.
They can let him go, and it could be that there may be some room for negotiation between Newcastle and Brighton. But if Brighton are playing hardball, which is what they're doing, they can insist that he sees out his 9-month severance time.
Okay, Dave. Okay, that's the question regarding this matter. So, what if Brighton says, okay, he now have 9 months more salary, and without doing any work? What if they can let him go without paying? Is this possible?
They can, but
they didn't want.
What they don't want to. But what they would do is they would expect compensation off Newcastle. They would want compensation for letting them go early.
Yeah, but
what they're insisting is that
so they didn't want to help Newcastle. This is the bottom line.
Yeah,
I see. Okay, so makes sense now. All right. Anyway, so that's the story.
Brighton's a nasty place. You don't want to ever go to Brighton.
Yeah,
you get lost in Brighton.
So Dan Ashworth is lost in Brighton.
Yeah, exactly. You're hard to find. Finding it hard to get back to Newcastle from Brighton. You just know which train to catch.
Yeah, but for me, it took me 9 hours. He need 9 months. All right. So Nick Hammond, he will finish contract in June, 30 June this year. Yeah. Do you think he will be extended?
Yes.
I see.
I think he'll help Steve Nixon, Amanda Staveley. They'll get the summer transfer sorted out.
He seems he's a smart guy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he'll do a job. And Steve Nixon will as well,
How Newcastle feel about this lad?
Why?
No, I mean, is he appreciated? People like him. They like his choices. I'm talking about Steve Nixon.
Yeah, he's got. He's one of those people who do get the jobs done behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And he's been involved before with the football club. We didn't take too much of his advice because of Mike Ashley and stuff like that. But because the new people and that, he seems to fit in very well. They pay attention to what he's got to say. So yeah, let him carry on doing what he's doing. Just carry on. Him and Hammond and Amanda Staveley, I think they'll get what we want. They now know that football clubs around the world are going to play hardball. And, we've seen what happened with Botman. We've seen what happened with Carlos. We've seen what happened with Etike. We're not going to be bullied into paying mega millions of pounds because we've got the right people in charge.
طبعا بالنسبة للأسئلة إن شاء الله راح نجيها آخر البث وترجمة. طبعا راح الترجمة حاولت والله أحصل على بعض الترجمة، قالوا لي الحلقة نفسها تاخذ يمكن يوم كامل من الترجمة، فإحنا نسوي البرنامج المباشر فهذا شيء مستحيل. بالإضافة أنه عادة كل أربعاء عندنا حلقة الحين الساعة 11 إن شاء الله راح تكون بالعربي إن شاء الله. طيب Okay, so we'll come back to the my favorite section is transfer gossiping, but let's go first. Continue on the international player. Our international player, they did great games. One of them is Bruno. He score and assist and do a lot. He in starting lineup yesterday against Bolivia. He seemed, and I saw him play. He seemed so confident, and I wish to see something similar, or Eddie Howe give him really and to put him really in his right position.
Yes, I think we'll see that now. I think we will see that. I think, you know, the game he played last night, I've seen some of the highlights, and Bruno was absolutely outstanding, you know. Some of his touches and the goal that he set up, that those dribbles that he made, and then to pass the ball through for his other player to score, it was absolutely amazing. It was you know, he's and scored the volley they did. But he put that away, didn't he? He hit that volley right in the top corner. So yes, I think Eddie Howe will give him his chance. I think he'll get his game. Certainly might not be against Tottenham, because it'll be a different way we play against Tottenham. But hopefully he'll get his game after that. Miggy came on. Miggy scored a goal as well. Miggy was playing and he scored.
Yes, but he's not. He didn't. Paraguay didn't qualify to World Cup.
No. But he still scored. That's going to do your confidence some good, you know. So it's just a shame the Paraguay didn't.
Yeah, and Chris Wood, he scored 5 goals.
Yeah, just proves he's a goal scorer. He's a goal scorer. A lot of people don't reckon he's not a goal scorer. It doesn't matter who he's scoring the goals against. If he's getting on the pitch and he's scoring goals, then that's brilliant, because then he's going to come back to Newcastle full of confidence. So look out, Spurs.
Yes, exactly. Big, good push to Spurs game. Also, congratulations to Kraft, which qualified Sweden to World Cup as well.
Mm-hmm.
He played yesterday, but he didn't play the game against the Czech. But he played yesterday against Poland, and they lost 2-0. But I think they are qualified already.
No, I think that was a qualifying game. I think they got knocked out. That knocked Poland knocked Sweden out last night.
So Poland went to World Cup, not Sweden.
Poland, yeah, not Sweden.
I thought, okay, that's the okay.
No,
anyway, all right. Okay, so injuries. We speak already about Shar injury, and hopefully, he will be ready. Soon. Not, I think. Yeah. I think he will not play against Tottenham. Lascelles, I think he will cover for him. This is funny. Dubravka, he got injury or illness, but the translation, Google translation, make the social media in trouble. They said he have angina.
No, he hasn't got angina. He's had an infection. And he's had high temperatures and stuff like that, but he hasn't got angina.
Yes, and I believe I suffered the same illness of Dubravka 2 years ago. They expected COVID, and I wasn't hospitalized for 10 days. I think it's they said it's there is bacteria in some air condition in the hotels.
Yeah.
Cause this, so I believe, when I hear the symptoms and the situation, I believe almost this is the same. So I think he's better now, but I don't think he's ready for Tottenham game.
Oh, Dubravka? Oh no, he's in contention. No? He's in contention.
So we're gonna see this lad.
Yeah.
He's really good keeper, but he lose his touch because he didn't play much.
No, I think Dubravka's going to be playing.
He will play.
Dubravka will be in the nets against Spurs. It's not the sort of injury that's going to keep a goalkeeper out of a game. And the
But
fact he didn't.
is it a fact or a speculation, Dave?
No, it's a fact. I think that's what it was certainly one. What I was reading off NUFC, NUFC.com, NUFC.co.uk is that they expect him to be fit and they expect him to be ready, which is why he didn't play in those 2 games for Slovakia. So he kept himself fit and ready for Tottenham because he knew he need to recover.
That's good. Hopefully, Dubravka will be ready for the game because it's really a big game, which going to be discussed in a while. Before we go to the Tottenham game, let's go to also hot topic, which is transfer gossiping. As well as I bring the breaking regarding the positions. It's going to be a highlight or very hard or very interesting summer soon. Hopefully, after we guarantee the staying up in Premier League. This is just 4 hours ago. Finally, Fabrizio Romano talk about, which I will announce. We're going to host Fabrizio Romano soon. I have contacted him, and we're going to host him very soon, inshallah. Newcastle are interested in signing Bologna fullback Aaron Hickey. Potential fee 15-20 million. He's considered top talent. Okay, so what do you think? Yani, we are waiting Romano to say something regarding some known players, and suddenly young lad like Hickey. What do you say, Scottish lad?
Yeah, I think there's a good chance, But then again, 20 million quid for a young kid might be a bit too much. But this is it. It's speculation starting already about who we're going to be signing and who we're not going to be signing.
But I know that, but he seems a lefty from this picture. He seems a lefty. Yeah. So maybe what's new in Target? We know that Target Aston Villa. We hear that they didn't want to let him to go to Newcastle for full time. Or?
Well, we've heard that they let him go on loan, and there's certainly no agreement to purchase after the loan. No agreement to buy. But money talks, and if Target is filling the role that Howe wants him to fill, then I can't see why we couldn't offer Aston Villa what they would want for Target. I would certainly take Target ahead of this young kid because Target's got more experience.
Yes,
and that's what we need.
Exactly. So this was the last news regarding transfer. This is the breaking. Also, continue breaking of Craig Hope. Okay, let's. Here are the defenders. They're talking about Josko Gvardiol, 20 years old, and Lloyd Kelly, Bournemouth. I think this is not the top list. I think maybe this is just for the. Just links.
Speculation. That's all it is.
Speculation. Okay. What about defense? They said Calvin Phillips and Yves Bosoma.
Yeah.
I think they are great lads. Lads.
I certainly think Calvin Phillips would be a good choice.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
And for the wings, Brennan Johnson, Nottingham Forest, and Moussa Diaby, Bayer Leverkusen. No,
I don't know.
Jesse Lingard as well.
No, Jesse Lingard can go and fish for crabs because he had the chance to come and he didn't want to come, and then when he didn't want to
he wanted to come, but Manchester didn't let him go.
Only after he was told, after weeks and weeks of saying he didn't want to come, and now all of a sudden, when he found out he wasn't going to get to play for Man United, and then when they had that problem with that their player who got locked up. All of a sudden, he wanted to come. He wanted to come. No. Jesse Lingard can stay in rotten Manchester as far as I'm concerned.
Who you want to see in the right wing?
On the right wing? Oh, yeah, mate. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I don't have anybody really in mind.
Moussa Diaby is a great player.
Yeah, he is, but you know, is there not anybody better than him? You know, they're not. No. I would certainly for speculation wise, we're speculating already on the type of players that we might bring in. You know, let's wait and see. Let's see who becomes available, because there's going to be teams who are going to make their move. You're going to have Man City are going to make moves for players. You're going to have Chelsea making a move for players. You're going to have Barcelona and Real Madrid. They're going to free up players from their clubs as well. And there might be players who are with their teams at the moment who we might think we might not get, but we now might get. Certainly, you know, Rudiger and people like that, you know, from Chelsea. You know, those players who are at Chelsea who are under ownership by the government, you know, they may find they have to sell some of their players, like Rudiger, and you know that young lad that's playing for Crystal Palace at the moment. You know, he could.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't mind seeing him come at Newcastle. You know, and the young lad who's playing for Norwich City at the moment, also on loan from Chelsea. You know, yeah, I would give what you call Billy. I think what his name is now, but yeah, he's playing for Norwich City, and Billy Gilmore. Yeah, I think players like that would be good for us to go for. But let's just wait and see. Let's not get carried away about this money talk again. You know.
All right. What about goalkeeping? As I said before, it's going to be Sam Johnston. And here is the choices break today. It's Sam Johnston and Baird Leno, Henderson, Kiba. Who do you think will be the third goalkeeper?
You know my opinion on this. The Italian goalkeeper.
Oh,
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma, but you can't take him from Paris.
Why can't we? Why can't we take him from Paris? We're the richest football club in the world.
I know, but there is amount of money to spend. I think, I don't think.
Yes, I know. But
if there is like 100 million or 200, you will not waste 60 or 70 on just a goalkeeper.
Exactly, I know, but that's it though. We've got Martin Dubravka, who's a good goalkeeper. Yes, your choices would be Sam Johnston would be a good goalkeeper, but if we were going to go out and sign the world's best, then I'd be looking to sign Donnarumma. I'd want Donnarumma in my team.
Yeah, who knows what could happen in Paris Saint-Germain?
I'm being silly now. You know what I mean?
But someone asked me to talk about this, Dave, and I want your opinion. We're going to center forward, and someone asked me, I think his name here, Leonardo Di Bolo. He said, please talk about this. Chelsea are ready to let Timo Werner go for 34 million, according to Sport 1. Werner want to leave Chelsea. He would be very useful for us. Brother Alwaleed, bring this topic up in the air. Germany striker Werner is Newcastle type of player. What do you say, Dave?
Well, I certainly think he struggled to fit in with Chelsea. He was a good player before he came to Chelsea, and I think he has struggled in the Chelsea lineup. So yes, I would like to think if he was one of those players we're going to get linked with, and yes, he's one of the players I would take.
Yeah, me too. Me too, and I think يعني Tuchel he didn't يعني help him that much, which is weird. Okay, regarding okay, he said the center back. Who you will take from these names? Beside, of course, Turner, or sorry, yeah, Turner, Werner. Okay, Nunes, Benfica, Patrick Schick, Leverkusen, Isaacs, Real Sociedad, Calvert-Lewin, Everton.
I would certainly.
Nunes.
I would take Nunes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would take him.
Yeah, this is just a warm up before the summer. And the summer we will make special topics, special shows.
There'll be a lot more players come up before then.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so before going to the tweets, we have Tottenham game, and tomorrow we have who's this?
This is Ruby.
Ruby. Hi, Ruby.
This is Ruby. She plays football with me on the beach, don't you?
Ruby, do you support Newcastle?
Yeah, she supports Newcastle.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about details with Coach عبد الخالق القرني how to beat Spurs. إن شاء الله غدا بكرة إن شاء الله في الساعة 8 6 UK. We'll talk about tactics stuff. But now this is the games for Tottenham. They beat Everton 5-0. Lose from Manchester United 3-2. Win over Brighton away 2-0. And West Ham also. So on Sunday we're gonna play with Tottenham at Tottenham Stadium. So Tottenham now in the 5th. They're trying to go to Europe and maybe, who knows, maybe to Champions League. What do you think, Dave?
I think we've got a good chance of getting a result at Tottenham. Whether we win or we draw, I think there's definitely a result in it for us. I don't think they're playing that well at home. They're playing better away from home. And I think it's a good chance. You know, if we've got the same bounce as we did when we came back from Jeddah, as we have is when we come back from Dubai, then I think the players will be up for it. And the fact is, our players have been scoring goals. You know, Harry Kane has struggled to score goals. He's only managed to score a penalty. I think, I would take a result on Sunday. A result of any kind. I don't think we'll get beat.
Hopefully.
But mind you, I've said that again. I said that against Chelsea, and I said that against Everton.
No. Hopefully, after a Dubai trip,
we did play well in those games, but we were beaten by other things, and other things went against us. So, yeah.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll get and expect a good performance, and inshallah combined with 3 points. Let's before going to question quickly, we'll have some tweet stuff from Twitter. Hard luck for Egypt fans for being out from World Cup. We really wished Mohamed Salah to see him in the World Cup. But what do you think of this laser before shooting penalty kicks?
It was disgusting, Alwaleed. The fact is,
how this is acceptable in 2022?
Yeah, it's not. It was quite obvious. No, in some games you get one, possibly 2 lasers getting used.
Yeah, how many lasers on Salah face this one? This is not just one laser.
No, there's a few. But when you actually see it on the when the goalkeeper was getting targeted, you know, it was ridiculous. There was 20, 30 lasers targeting him, you know, and it was absolutely disgusting. Now, what should have happened was the referee should have halted the game. He should have stopped the penalties. He should have said, no, the penalties aren't going ahead. I think
Yes.
what should happen here is I think there should be a retake of all the penalties and a neutral ground. I think they should be made to take penalties again. You know, they're saying there's no way there's no way that they would make the game to be replayed or what have you. But I can't see how they can let that go. You know, the fact is there was more than one player was targeted with multiple lasers, and you know, it's in the UK. It's actually against the law to have a laser pen. Certainly in using it against an individual. We know for a fact that some individuals have targeted aeroplanes as they're coming into land. And it's against the law in this country. I don't know about yourself, but so
Yeah, it is. But no, when you said paper planes, I remember Leeds game.
yeah.
That's that was good times, difficult times as well. But this is really, this is really sad, and it's weird. Bellinti shot. He shot it very far from the post. Anyway, hard luck and all the best for future Mohamed Salah and Egypt. I saw this earlier, Dave. Are they gonna play rugby on the same stadium of St James Park?
Yes.
Is that gonna be ruined?
No, because it'll be in the close season. It's after the season's finished.
Yeah, in the World Cup season, yeah.
Yeah, but but we play rugby league at St James's Park every year. Normally on 2 days, all of the rugby league teams from around the country come to Newcastle, and they play all their games at St James's Park. And because of that, because we have got a fantastic reputation around the UK for holding this event. They're bringing the Rugby League World Cup to Newcastle. So England will play Samoa in St James's Park. They play them every year, Alwaleed, and it doesn't destroy the pitch.
Yeah, this is just new for us. You just
right, no.
Okay, yes,
quite good. When Newcastle used to have it, Newcastle at one time were going to have their own rugby league team. Back in the days of John Hall, we had a rugby league team that we were going to have, which was called Newcastle Thunder. But in fact, what happened was that they ended up playing their games at Gateshead Stadium, and they became known as Gateshead Thunder. And they were actually quite a good rugby league team, and they qualified to play in the big leagues. But then they ran out of money, so they went bust. But we had our own rugby league team a long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So are you a rugby fan, Dave?
Yes, I like rugby. I like rugby. I like rugby and rugby league. I like to see that enough. I like Newcastle Falcons. They're not doing very well this year. And I like watching Wigan Wanderers. What are they called? Wigan Warriors. I like them. They're good. They're a good rugby league team.
Yeah, for me, not at all.
Well, there's always one team who comes to Newcastle when they play the games at Newcastle. There's always one team. I think it's the London team, and they come in. They actually play in black and white stripes. They do it deliberately for the Sir Bobby Robson charity. So they play in black and white stripes, and then they sell all the shirts. So you can actually get rugby league team colours and rugby league teams with Newcastle colours. So yeah, it's popular in the northeast. It's very popular.
All right. So good luck, England and Newcastle field for this rugby game. Also here we have Lee Reader. Also يعني with the same news about man of the hour Dan Ashworth. Also we have a great show last week. Just catch it on YouTube and Twitter with the reader. All the questions I've been asked from Saudi fans being answered by Mr. Lee. Okay. طبعا this is that was from last Ramadan with me and my brother, which is in Neom now, and he can't make it this Ramadan in Riyadh. I just want to share it with you. We do this almost, it was same situation. We are and I remember that was the 3 points that time. Not really sure which game was, and maybe Leicester, I'm not really sure. I think Leicester 4-2 if I'm not mistaken, and hopefully يعني we are hopefully in those, I'm sure inshallah before April finish we are gonna guarantee staying up. Before going to question, a quick reminder for rest in peace our dear friend Christopher Argyris memorial. Would you like to talk about it, Dave?
Yeah, obviously, this Friday, the 1st of April, there is to be a memorial held for Christopher in the college where he was studying. It sounds like it's called the Good Enough College, but it's actually the Good No College. And it's yes, it's in London. Christopher's parents and his brother are flying over from California, and they will be attending the service in person, as will I and my wife will be attending in person. And we are traveling to London on Friday morning, and we hope to meet Christopher's parents and his brother, and obviously to pay our condolences on behalf of all Newcastle United fans across all the NUFC forums, especially from NUFC Matters and from Loaded HQ, and from obviously myself and from you, Alwaleed, because obviously we were the last people to speak to Christopher before he sadly passed. But it'll be the memorial is being streamed live on Zoom, so people can actually go on and attend the Zoom service. And obviously you put the details up there. If people want to actually tune in, they're quite welcome to do so. His parents have also asked that if anybody has any photographs of Christopher they would like to share, then to go online and they can submit any photographs they have, and those photographs will be entered into a virtual book of memories. So, and that will be held permanently with his family. Christopher's family, there are quite a few of them coming across for they are going to the Tottenham game as well. They will be at the Spurs game on Sunday afternoon. Although they will be in the sections where Spurs fans are, but they will be wearing their Newcastle colours, and they will be wearing special pin badges they have, which have been donated or they have purchased from Newcastle United, and they will be in attendance. So it will be nice to see Christopher's family and to pay our respects on behalf of the whole of the NUFC fan base on Friday.
Yes, and all details and updated will be also in our Twitter page. Rest in peace, dear friend.
Good memories of Christopher. Good memories.
Quickly, Dave, let's run over some question. What does Dave think of Belgium chances in World Cup?
Again, Belgium are a good team, but people are starting to get them. People are starting to work them out. So I think again, I don't think they'll get. I don't think they'll get to the quarterfinals. I think the quarterfinals is probably as far as they'll get.
For me, I don't think. I think we see the best from Belgium, and
Yeah.
I don't think they have more.
No.
Also, Gigi went Timo Werner. Hopefully. Okay, what else we have here? What about building a new stadium? The current stadium is very small and old. We talk about this many times before. We have shows special about this. We for this also we just hear this before the show. The new home of Newcastle United Foundation. Also, maybe we'll do some specific show later, Dave.
Yeah, I've got a meeting planned with one of the people who work with the foundation, and he's happy to talk about what the foundation are going to do. The foundation obviously you've seen they've got a new home, they've got a fantastic new building, a new setup, very and it's been funded, it's been given lots of support by the new owners, which is why I want to obviously put that in, how the owners are supporting different things around Newcastle, not just the football club.
They said Gigi Nunez, Barcelona or Arsenal. Barcelona can't buy every player.
No,
Gigi, they can't. Okay, last comment. I receive a lot asking for Paqueta and another Brazilian player. For me, I don't think Eddie Howe will accept any more players from Brazil because he will lose the wheel if he have more Brazilian. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem we've got when we sign players from South America and from the African nations, one for South America, when they go to play in the World Cup qualifiers, that's 4 days out of their trip because it takes them 2 days to get there to acclimatize and then 2 days to come back. So it's quite far for them to travel and to be fit for a football match. And the problem with the African nations is because they hold the African nations every 2 years. And players then are missing from your team for 4 weeks. So we can't have players disappearing off to play World Cup games or African nations games when we need to be playing the league, because we want to win the league. And we've got to come first for once. Let's look at that. So let's sign the odd Brazilian. Let's sign the odd person from the African nations, but let's not sign all of them. Let's just keep it. We've got 2 Brazilians. We've got Bruno and we've got Joe Linton. Let's just leave it at that. That's enough.
Exactly. We are on the same page, Dave, about this, and hopefully the fans understand this part. Of course, Dave, next week is Ramadan. Ramadan will be on Saturday, maybe Friday, according to the moon. And I think we're gonna talk about it later about the maybe shifting 1 hour about our schedule, Dave, for our Wednesday shows. We would like to thank you, Dave. I know you are exhausted and you are busy with other stuff. We appreciate your being with us tonight. Hopefully to see you next week and congratulate each other for 3 points of Tottenham. Thank you, Dave.
Cheers, Alwaleed.
طبعا كان معكم ديف من نيوكاسل. نراكم إن شاء الله بعد قليل في حلقة نيوكاسل مع وليد باللغة العربية. شكرا لكم، نراكم بعد قليل، تصبحون على خير.